Hey everyone, this is Teacher Ryan, and today we're going to talk about sentence stress. Now on my channel, we've talked a lot about stress syllables and individual words, but in this video we're going to learn about the whole sentence. Okay, so how do we know which words to make loud and which words to reduce or to make small? We're going to look at a few examples. Okay, so the underlined green are the words that are going to connect. They're going to connect to the next sound. And they're going to be smaller. They're not as important. So if we look from a grammar standpoint, we're looking at kind of small words or particular words that show us something about the grammar, but they don't give us any information. Okay, so let's look at number 1. We have how are you feeling? Okay, but if I'm a native English speaker, I won't say how are you feeling. I'll say how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Right? And feeling, I can hear that. That's clear. But here, this is not as clear, right? Because this word is not as important. It's the verb, but the verb doesn't give us any information because it's the be verb. So it's not really giving me any information, so I just say, how are you feeling? Oh, how are you feeling today? Okay, and I connect these sounds. I connect them, and I kind of reduce this when I speak. Let's look at number 2. We have that's one of the best songs I've heard. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so we have that's one of the best songs I've heard. But as a native speaker of English, I would say that's one of the best songs I've heard. Wow, that's one of the best. And of the, one of the best, one of the best. In this sentence, I can hear one and I can hear best. One of the best. That's one of the best songs I've heard. Okay? And then I've just underlined here, I've, because usually, if we can, when we're speaking, we're going to use a contraction for I have. And this is if it's possible, if the situation is right. Okay, but if I'm President Obama and I'm giving a very important speech, I'm probably not going to say I've. But in a conversational setting, I'll most likely say I've. Wow, that's one of the best songs I've heard. Okay, number 3. What do you do? Now this is a common question in a conversation, early in the conversation when you meet someone new. You want to ask what's their job. So instead of saying, what is your job, which is kind of direct, kind of serious, we say, oh, what do you do? Okay, but we've got 2 do's, which is, right, it's kind of strange. But the first do is for the grammar. The second do means what do you do for your job, right? So the first one, because this just has a grammar meaning, it's just the grammar meaning. So we say, what do you do? What do you do? Oh, hey, what do you do? What do you do? Okay, so maybe I meet somebody. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. Oh, my name's Ryan. What's your name? Oh, okay, great. Wow. So what do you do? What do you do? Right? You can hear what and you and do, but this one turns into what do you do? What do you do? Okay, and number 4, this question comes from one of my subscribers that actually sent me an email, and they said, can you please explain how a native speaker would say this sentence? And this is a perfect sentence for talking about sentence stress. So let's look at number 4. Where did you want to go? Okay, so these underlined words, we're going to reduce them because they're showing us grammar, but they don't have a lot of information. Okay, so we'd say, where did you want to go? Now, this D next to this Y, for not for all Americans, but for some, like me, I'm from Texas, this turns into, where'd you want to go? Where'd you want? It turns the did you turns into ju, or where did you want to go? Where did you want to go? And if I'm not in a formal situation, if it's very casual, I'm going to say this sentence, where'd you want to go? Hey, where'd you want to go? Okay? Because this word did, this D sound next to this Y, commonly turns into a j, because did you. And because of that, the movement of my face, it kind of turns into a j. So where did you want to go? Want to turns into wanna. Where'd you want to go? Where'd you want to go? Okay, so that in a conversational setting, in a very casual setting, that's the normal pronunciation for most Americans. But like I said, if you're President Obama, you're giving a speech, you are going to say every sound because you're in a formal speaking situation. But for everyday conversations, for speaking quickly,